Boom.
on the air.
Yeah.
Live.
So off the rip, uh, first and foremost, any of the games from last week you want to talk about?
Man, a couple surprises we done talked about, or we didn't talk about. The way the Commanders blew out the Cardinals.
Yeah. Hey,
we
they've been on it, and the crazy thing is, that's my starting two QBs in fantasy right now.
Oh,
So
Jaden Daniels.
Kyler and Jaden. Anthony Richardson got hurt, but I had him on the bench already.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured Jaden Daniels and Kyler were gonna have like a air battle. So I put both of them in last week, and I got both of them in this week. But both of them playing tough defense.
Yeah.
Uh, Richardson is doubtful for this week, so I don't know what just happened. Richardson is doubtful for this week, so I ain't even like. I got him on the bench right now, but if he's a go, I'm throwing him in the game because he's going against Jacksonville. That's money.
Yeah. Hey,
That's money.
Jacksonville. It's like a dangerous game to me because like I feel like they're gonna be one of them teams that just kind of start being sneaky towards the back end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
where they like they just break 500, or
Yeah,
they give a lot of teams problems
exactly.
because they searching for the first win, and they better than what they records show for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think
You know they was in,
their defense is just lacking. Their defense not really. They're the last defense in the league, I think, right now.
yeah, the defense not so much, but offensively, like there is no excuse as to like why they can't keep pace with these other teams.
Facts, I agree. And my pick, we'll get into the fantasy later. I couldn't believe this person was on the was in the free agent waiver wire. But a couple of games, just to go over the games from last week. We had Cowboys beat the Giants. What that is 20-16. Uh, yeah. Saints, Saints and Falcons.
Last second
Saints
field
lost to
goal.
the Falcons. The Broncos beating the Jets was crazy.
Yeah,
um, y'all lost to the Colts. Steelers to the Colts.
yeah, that was a good
Uh,
game. It was a good game. It was a
yeah, I
good
watched that
game.
whole game. That was I was locked in.
We'll dive into that. Obviously, we'll dive into both our teams. I already know that, but
Yeah. Eagles lost to the Buccaneers. That was a great game. Yeah, Eagles couldn't
yes,
get nothing going though. Like we said, Commanders beat the Cardinals. Raiders beat the Browns. Uh, Titans beat the Dolphins. That was surprising to me. Um, that one killed my parlay too. Um, Bengals beat the Panthers. Jags lost to the Texans. Vikings beat the Packers. Uh, Bears beat the Rams. San Fran beat who they beat? The Patriots.
yeah, they
Uh,
beat the Pats.
Chiefs beat the Chargers. We beat the Bills. Ravens beat the Bills, and the Lions beat the Seahawks. Was all the games. It was all the games last week. Any of them surprised you or anything like that?
Man, I'll just off the rip. I'll just talk about my team real
Mm-hmm.
quick, man. I was Even though we took the L,
Yeah.
I was still pleased with what I seen.
Yeah.
Just like based off of like what I've been hearing in the media, and just basically how they're trying to keep the narrative of if Justin Fields is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be honest, man. If we're looking for a guy for the future
Yeah.
and
It,
he's playing as well as he's playing,
mm-hmm.
um, Russell's pretty much, God forbid injury happen, but Russell's pretty much not going to see QB1 in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And that's just like, that's facts. And that's no disrespect to Russell Wilson. That's just saying, like,
Yeah, he's playing good
just,
right now.
yeah, just Justin Fields is playing well. And the only thing I was disappointed in was how we got off to such a slow start.
Exactly, because I feel like Justin was leading the comeback.
He
Like
was.
they was talking about him not being able to put the team on his back, but he threw them over his shoulder on this one.
Then,
Like he was
and then
leading the comeback.
He did, and then what killed it? Obviously, we're young up front.
Mm-hmm.
So Mason McCormick logged his first start, and obviously, I think the snap cadence was on like the bots fumble on the last drive of the game.
Yeah.
It was on Justin Fields, but that's just a communication error. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That can't happen down the stretch. But I would rather it happen now so we can fix it for the future.
Exactly.
So and then lo and behold, we lose to Joe Flacco. So notorious.
Yeah.
So notorious.
Brings back
Bro.
old memories, huh?
It's respect though, man. The Colts got a decent team. So.
I mean, I feel like they put some respect on our name this week. As far as the Ravens go, respect
Yeah.
was earned this week because I feel like people was trying us. I remember on the facility they was talking about, oh, who do you trust more, Josh Allen or Lamar? And everybody picked Josh Allen. I was just like, I think I spoke about it last week too. And I was just like, bro, what? I was like, first and foremost, Lamar's nickname is Big Trust. How you gonna even say something like that?
He said, we're gonna start it off. We're gonna start this game off with an 87-yard touchdown run.
Exactly. Derrick Henry was bulldozing through the and the surprising thing is, through up until now, Derrick Henry's number one in the league in rushing, and Lamar is also top 10. Lamar is number 9.
Yeah, I kind of just coming into the year, you kind of figured that was going to be a combo.
Yeah.
Like,
but I didn't think something like that. Both of them top 10. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the identity over there, man. And as time go on,
yeah,
you focus on starting to run. You're just gonna start opening up the pass a lot more.
Yeah,
it's gonna be dangerous.
Exactly. The surprise for me last week though was, like I said, the Broncos beating the Jets. Like, but what are y'all doing? Why is this even this tight of a game?
I'm surprised, but I ain't surprised.
Yeah.
Because the Broncos went down to Tampa the week prior, took care of business,
mm-hmm.
and then it came up to New York. It was ugly.
Yeah.
It was an ugly win on both sides because the Jets actually had a chance to win on a field goal.
Yeah.
And they missed it. So, but I mean, credit to the Broncos, bro. That defense is nice.
Exactly.
It keeps them in games for sure.
And I was watching this game because I got Allen Lazard on my team or whatnot.
Yeah.
And my fantasy team. And the whole time I'm watching, I'm just like, yo, Zach Wilson is not playing with it. Like, that boy trying to have a game. Yeah, he was trying to lose to them.
Nah.
But yeah, it was just you gotta score. If the defense is doing what they doing, it's just defense was playing great. Cause I got their defense as well. They was playing great, which I'm scared about right now because I got their defense in, and I forgot to change it. I forgot they had the early game, so I forgot to change it. And they're going against Minnesota. They're already down 17. Yeah, they're already. God damn.
What's the score of that game?
Huh? I think it's 17-zip.
Yeah, the Vikings are hot, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm really upset about that because I definitely forgot to change my defense.
I had the Jets on defense, but I had to bench them this week.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous.
Yeah, I was supposed to put Houston in. I just last minute and forget to do it.
Houston, I had Houston, but I dropped Houston for Chicago. I think Chicago's defense is balling right now.
Yeah, they're definitely top tier. I don't think they're available in my league. Yeah, nah, it's just some bum defenses. I might be able to pick up Atlanta. Atlanta's defense is 30. Man, crazy. Yeah, and the Colts defense been.
Atlanta played this week. If you're looking for points this week.
Yeah, I might pick up the Colts defense.
Yeah, the Colts. It's gonna be. We'll get into that when we get into the picks, but
yeah,
sneak preview. I think Jacksonville get their first one today.
Got you. All right, so let's go over to the predictions for this week. All right, so let me just run down the games real quick. We got Buccaneers Falcons. We all know who won that one. That was a great game. Perfect kind of segue. Like the Falcons did their thing. They did their thing. We got Panthers Bears. We have Dolphins Patriots. We have Bills Texans. We have Raiders versus the Broncos. Giants Seahawks. Is it Seahawks? I thought the Seahawks played the Giants already. Okay, Giants Seahawks. Oh no, Minnesota played the Giants week 1. Cowboys Steelers. Uh, Vikings Jets. Browns Commanders. Colts Jaguars. Ravens Bengals. Cardinals 49ers. Packers Rams. Saints and Chiefs. There's a lot of divisional games in this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so how you feeling on the Panthers and the Bears? Where you going with that?
I think this is a pick'em game to me, but I've seen a couple big names out for the Panthers. They ain't really got much, and just the way DeAndre Swift played last week,
yeah,
and the way that Bears defense and special teams come alive,
yeah,
I just feel like that's a recipe for Caleb Williams to try to keep building off of, especially with they winning, and he can keep finding rhythm. Because even though he's not producing the numbers yet, he's getting the wins under his belt. So I think the Bears are headed in the right direction. I'm gonna say they get the win today for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I think the defense is just gonna be too much, in general, and they defense like putting up points, which is crazy to me.
Heck yeah.
So I think they edge that. I think they get that win. Patriots, Dolphins.
You know, this one I feel like is a tough one because I watched the Titans and the Dolphins on Monday night.
Yeah.
And you could just really tell that they're missing their signal caller. Like Tua makes that engine run. And so with Trent Hurley's not a scrub by any means. And I feel like once he gets, obviously a couple weeks of first team reps in, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I think he has a better day today. I like Mike McDaniel as a coach. I don't like Jacoby Brissett as being the guy to, try to lead them to a victory.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say Miami has too many weapons still, and I'm gonna say they get the win.
All right, I'm gonna go the other way. I think that Patriots defense is something like they another one that's just on another level. There's teams, obviously there's runs and stretches that, like, they're gonna lose games because they can't, stop teams on every down, but they play very great defense. And they run the ball a lot. So I think behind those two things, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think they'll edge out. I think they'll edge out the Dolphins on that one.
Yeah. Always the Dolphins is always scary because of the speed they got.
Yeah.
But I definitely like what you said about the pass defense because, like, Christian Gonzalez, Jabril Peppers,
Keon.
They got the other boy in the secondary he's solid, Kyle Duggar.
Yeah.
So, like, secondary wise, I think they rank at the top of the league.
And they bring in pressure with Keon White.
Yeah.
Boys. So.
I like New England. I definitely think I'm gonna say Miami. I'm gonna say the speed is the difference today, especially challenging them guys over the top.
Got you. In terms of the Bills and Texans.
Oh, this one is the toughest. To me, this was the toughest one on the slate.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go. What I seen last week, the Ravens exposed the Bills, in my opinion. And so with Joe Mixon out, obviously I think it can be a little problematic because he is RB1. But I'm gonna say that C.J. Stroud has a monster day, and he goes to his weapons all day. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Stephon Diggs. I don't think it's an issue. I think they air it out. CJ throws the ball at least 30 to 35 times, and he has a monster day on that Bills defense.
Okay. I'm gonna go the other way. The Ravens exposed the Bills. I don't think everybody's the Ravens. I don't
Nah.
think I don't think that everybody else can stop them the way we did. The Ravens did a lot of like showing zero blitz and then backing everybody off the blitz and only rushing 3 people. They did that multiple times throughout that game. And the three, like, how many other teams can rush 3 people and get to the quarterback?
Yeah, not many.
Exactly. Like we rushed 3 people and then Roquan was just like a quarterback spy, and then literally the second Josh rolled out, he went sprinting to Josh. Like,
yeah,
so it was like not too many people can replicate that. So it's like I keep hearing about like the Ravens exposed them. I think the Ravens played a game that only the Ravens can play. Like the only other team I think that would be possible to do that is probably the 49ers.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe the Chargers that will be able to put that much pressure with just 3 people.
No doubt.
No doubt. I honestly don't think like the Texans have a great D line. They have a very good D line.
They do. I love Will Anderson, Will Anderson Jr. or Senior. One of the two.
I think it might be. I think it's Junior.
Yeah, Junior. He nice. He the truth, man.
And then they got Hunter's over there too.
Oh, Danielle Hunter.
Yeah.
Monster.
Exactly. So they do have great D linemen over there. However, and I know Buddy's not playing for the Bills, the wide receiver. Shakir, wide receiver.
Yeah,
he's out, I believe.
But even so, like, I love the way James Cook is playing.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Dawson Knox and the other tight end can really get busy for Josh Allen too.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's just tough. He's tough. But I'm gonna go. Can't be mad at it, man. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a really good game, though.
I promise you, that's gonna be on the biggest screen on my TV. We got Raiders and Broncos.
You know what? I'm gonna ride. I can't even say. Hold on. I think this one is tough, man. Because the Raiders ripped off a couple big ones already this year. They beat y'all, and they beat y'all in Baltimore, and then they got a big win versus Cleveland last second. So I was gonna say I'm gonna go with momentum. I'm gonna go Denver.
Got you.
But I'm not even. I'm gonna go home field advantage. I'm gonna say that there's too much going on right now with like. I think Davante Adams, you're going to hear that he's finally going to be traded probably as early as tonight or tomorrow, to tell you the truth. But I'll go with Denver. I like how Denver's playing right
now. Yeah. Without Davante Adams, I agree with you. I don't think he's gonna play. They don't have enough weapons on offense to do nothing. I agree with you on that one. Let's see. We got Giants and Seahawks.
Man, I seen Malik Neighbors ain't playing.
And you know what that means.
And he boasted their production, so this is an easy one, bro.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Exactly. Same with me. And they've been playing good, too. It's not like they've been stinking up the joint like they did last year. So
right.
I'm with the Seahawks on that one. Cowboys Steelers.
Man, you know what? I take all the bias out when I pick with the Steelers. I've been on them all year. I honestly think this can be as closer than what people think, and that's because it's the Pittsburgh Steelers and it's the classic Dallas Cowboys Steelers matchup. But with Michael Parsons and their other big gun out, I just think that we're too much at home on the primetime game. So I'm a roll with the boys, man.
Oh, picking against yourself. That's crazy.
No, I mean I'm going with the Steelers.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
about to
no,
say.
I ain't going with the boys. I confuse you because the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta go with the Steelers, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that rush defense. I mean, I think that pass rush is gonna be a little bit too much. And the Steelers defense is just gonna be too much in general.
Okay.
And they can't generate any type of like run game. The Cowboys.
Yeah, they see that's a problem.
And they can't stop the run.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm going with y'all. I think y'all like to run the ball. I think y'all gonna run the ball a lot. I think that zone that especially that's one of the things they struggle with is the zone that little zone spread thing y'all do. That y'all in
the zone read, the
yeah,
RPO, the zone, run pass.
Yeah. That y'all in the 49ers do.
Well, I say like Justin Fields, man, but because Michael Parsons not being in, you're missing so much of a skill and speed on the as far as trying to contain one of the most elusive runners as being a quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a problem. So you talk about sustaining drives and trying to get off the field on third down.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really see the Cowboys being able to do that without two of their best edge rushers.
Got you.
So offensively, I would like to see us at least try to get to the 30 mark on points.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be a big win and a big momentum swing for us, like moving forward. So we'll see, man. I definitely think we got to get started fast and we got to get on the boards early, man. So
gotcha.
We'll see what happens.
This next one, I'm cheating. It's Jets and Vikings. Vikings already up 17, taking the Vikings.
Yeah, so I put in something earlier.
Yeah.
The Vikings was my first leg, man. The Vikings are hot. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They're about to be 5-0.
Brian Flores got them boys playing. I think you can definitely tell that Aaron Rodgers is a little frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good recipe. I think the Jets start to find out who they are after the bye week.
Yeah.
Which is in a couple weeks or if not next week. So I gotta ride with the hot hand and say the Vikings, man.
Yeah. And I just got a notification that Aaron Rodgers was sacked by Harrison with Harrison Smith. That's who it is?
Oh,
safety? Yeah, Harrison Smith. And then he did the discount double check on him. So damn. Browns Commanders.
I mean, man, it's hard to go against what the Commanders are doing right now. And that's no disrespect to the Browns. They after losing like the way they lost last week, and the way their season's headed. I mean, they need Nick Chubb bad.
Yeah. So who you think gonna be the bottom of the AFC North? Them or the Bengals?
Honestly, I think the Cleveland Browns will be.
Yeah.
And that's because I still think the Bengals have enough. Like the Bengals are dangerous.
They're gonna be 1-4.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think the week one loss to the Patriots. I just think there's too much going on in that locker room where Chase Jamar wanted a new contract, and they was being scrutinized the whole the Joe Burrow saga. They try not to speak on what's really needed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jamar finally came out and said, you know what, we're not talking about contracts right now. We just trying to play football.
Right.
I think that was where it was like, okay, hey, we don't gotta talk about that right now. We're gonna worry about that when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
Because we still got an opportunity here. I think I think the Browns are just gonna be at the bottom. Like the way they're losing and just how they're losing. Like you were up on the Raiders and then you let them come back and beat you. Like this is a bad loss for them for sure.
So you got the Commanders?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to go against what Jaden Daniels got going on, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's keeping them. Honestly, right now he can be the MVP of the league as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say like what he's doing. It definitely looks like the team is happy. I think that's a good recipe. Like when you got everybody buying into what Dan Quinn doing, and you're they're 3-1.
Yeah.
Nobody expected that.
They better go. They better go into the draft and get nothing but defensive players.
And they better. They probably looking at it like, man, we was just trying to get a couple wins this year and rebuild. Mm-hmm. Like, no, that's not the case, bro.
Exactly.
They got the pieces to get into the playoffs and get some playoff experience.
They better go into that into that draft and pick up every defensive player available.
Yeah.
Because their defense needs some help. If they could get like a stellar defense over there, either going free agency and grab some defensive players, going to the draft, get some defensive players, and then next season y'all go, show up the offensive line and do all that other stuff. But like they better go like put someone on the other side of the ball for this kid.
They have to for sure.
Yeah.
They got good weapons offensively. Like
yeah.
they got a nice 1-2 combo at running back. They got Terry McLaurin, who's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
They can and then the quarterback situation's on point.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Commanders, bro.
Got you. Same for me. I'm going with the Commanders. I think this is an offense versus defensive game. The other two sides of the ball is just iffy. And I'm going with the offense. So I'm going Commanders. We got Jaguars, Colts.
Yeah, I told you earlier that I'm sneaking into it.
Mm-hmm.
I still low key believe in the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I see, very, very slow start.
Yeah.
And I just think, the coach after last week's, they had a good game plan last week for sure. I think that the Jaguars get their first one at home. And I see that they bringing back the throwback uniforms. So I'm gonna roll with the Jags, man. I think the Jags been pretty close. Yeah. But I think they finally get their first one.
I got the Jags in this too. I just think without Jonathan Taylor being there, I don't know, bro. Because this Colts defense is amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. They tackle
Taylor sitting today?
Huh? Yeah, he's out with the ankle.
Ooh.
This Colts I think my soul is telling me to go Colts. This Colts defense, like, there is no such thing as yards after catch with the Colts defense. You catch the ball, you get tackled where you're at. Like, they're not playing no game. And I mentioned him like last week. Nick Cross, that boy is balling.
Yeah, you did say that.
They Franklin balling. Like, these boys on defense, they're tackling everything, bro. The fact that I think like 3 of their players is like leading the league in like tackles right now is insane. Like Franklin's up there, Cross is up there, and the cornerback, I forget his damn name. They got a cornerback, something Jones, Jalen Jones.
Yeah.
All these boys are leading league at their position in tackles, bro.
That's amazing.
How? All in one defense.
That's amazing.
So them boys is on, and I watch all the games because I had Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson. I'm just like, yo, this defense not allowing nothing to happen. So I'm still with the Colts. That's like my it's my this year like favorite team outside of my team is the
Yeah, yeah.
Colts. Next we got Ravens and Bengals. Just make it 1-4 for the Bengals, bro. Y'all not mess with us. Y'all never mess with us. To keep it a buck, y'all can't.
And I gotta take all the bias out of it.
Uh-huh.
I think it's gonna be a close game because it's in division.
Oh,
I think
it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close game. Historically, Joe Burrow has always like had a decent game versus show.
Mm-hmm.
So with the T Higgins and Jamar Chase, but like, can they run the ball? Like, I like Chase Brown. I think he's okay for the Bengals, but I mean, it's hard to go against basically the 1-2 with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, bro. Like, well, if you give them just a little wiggle room, bro, they're going the distance, or they're gonna have a big day on the ground. So I can see that happening again in Cincinnati. So I gotta go with Baltimore.
Gotcha.
Period. I go with y'all, man.
Gotcha. I think that's the first time this year. I think that's the first time this year you went with us.
Nah, I went with y'all last week versus the Bills, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cardinals and 49ers.
Oh man, you know what? I think that I don't know. The Niners are just so like powerful. They got stars. They're star-studded. They have Kyle Shanahan's a beast. But the way the Cardinals have been playing, not to say that I'm gonna pick them. I definitely like last week that they came out. They're so inconsistent. You play good versus the Bills. Then you ripped off a win the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like the Niners are gonna find a way to shut down Marvin Harrison, and they just gonna end up rolling, bro. Yeah, I don't think Kyler Murray really sneaks out reverse like the Joey Bosa's. And if Fred Warner plays, I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah,
I got the Niners.
Yeah, I got the Niners too. I would love to see just an air raid from Arizona. Mainly for my fantasy, but I would love to see that because I think that's what won them the game when Marvin Harrison Jr. went off. I think they need to find a way to just keep him in the game at all times. I don't think too many corners can deal with him. So
no, he's a matchup nightmare. He's only gonna get better.
Yeah, and I feel like you got to start force feeding him the ball just to build that confidence.
Right.
He should be getting 10 targets a game, guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean he's dang near there now.
Yeah.
I think he scored in the last 3 games.
Has he? Let me see. Let's see what his stats looking like. I've been trying to trade for him, but people hating. Yeah, he scored in the last 2 games, 2 in the Rams, 1 on Detroit, and 1 versus Washington. But his target shares, he had 8 targets versus the Rams, 11 versus Detroit, and then 6 versus Washington. And we all know he had 3 versus Buffalo. I think he needs to be consistently around that 8 to 11 range.
Yeah, so they addressed it after Buffalo.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's just been, this dude's the truth, man. This is why we got him the first, in the top 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also think they need to involve him in that short to intermediate range too. Yeah. Get him going, some slants and all that. I know he's a big body, but everything got to be down the field.
Yeah, for sure. Like if they get it there, man. Whew,
yeah,
watch out.
You don't want the other team being able to anticipate what he's gonna do.
Yeah, there's only a couple receivers that could ever get away with that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
2 in my head. Randy Moss and Megatron.
And now I think there's one more. His daddy is one more.
Give it to me.
Marvin Harrison Sr. is one more. That man ran a go route every goddamn play. Like I feel like every play was something down the field. I've never seen him run a drag. I've
Like
never seen it.
father, like son. He
It's
was
just,
always to me. He was always running out routes.
exactly. It was just out.
Yeah,
Like he would do out. He would do a out and like out and up, and then he'll just go do like just fades, and I'm just like and go routes. I'm just like, bro, this man is always down the field, bro. It's like Peyton don't just need him to take the top off the defense 95% of the time.
right.
Next game we got is the Packers and the Rams.
I like this game. I seen that the Packers were favored,
Mhm.
but I'm going with the underdog, man. I think the Rams pulled this one off.
I'm gonna give it to the Packers. I think Jordan Love got to get his first win, bro. At some point, it has to come. I think this is a game. The Rams are depleted. Um, if you can't win this one, come on, bro. I'll put Malik Willis back in there. but but yeah, he got to get his first win.
Shout out my boy Truth, who a Packers fan, cause I was talking to him this week.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I mean, you know, Malik 2-0, man.
Yeah.
Not to say he's not better than Jordan Love. He's like, man, everybody talking about it.
Yeah.
I said, I mean, eventually he'll get his first win, but I seen Jair Alexander was probably not going to be active today.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but that definitely.
Yeah, and I think that so Romeo Doubs, their receiver, one of their receivers, and Christian Watson being hurt. So Romeo Doubs is unhappy with his role, supposedly. So he missed like 2 practices, and they suspended him for a game. I think there's too much going on over there, man. Like, how can you reel them back in? Obviously,
yeah.
If you lose this game, then you're gonna be thinking, all right, I think we're in for the rest of the year. Like, it's gonna come up to coaching, and it's gonna have to come up to we got a good defense, but we can't get it going on offense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Rams. I gotta go Rams in this one.
On the Romeo Doubs thing, I think it's too early, bro. Like for him to say he not good with his role, it's like, yo, you had your quarterback got injured. You had a backup quarterback in the game in for 2 games.
And y'all won twice. Y'all won without him being in there.
Exactly.
Y'all got 2 wins.
Like at that point, we just trying to get the team just trying to get a win. Once the backup quarterback going in, he got you 2 of them, and then your quarterback come back for 1 game, and it's like he didn't really find his rhythm yet. What are you complaining about? It's not like you bro, you gonna get something,
right?
Like there's nothing to complain about right now.
Everybody gets a piece of the pie.
And you his favorite target. This man throughout the offseason was on podcast sitting here talking about you his ex wide receiver, and a guy that they asked him all time out of everybody all time, what's the lineup you going with? And he threw Romeo at the goddamn X. Like, nigga, what? I can give you a couple more X's. Huh?
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's wild because they low key from the same. Like they both played in the same conference
in college.
In college, yeah, he played at Utah State.
Yeah.
You know, and then Romeo played at Nevada, and I was on both of them when they was in college.
Yeah.
So Romeo was a beast.
Yeah,
but I didn't think Jordan Love was gonna be. I thought it was gonna take a little bit more time than what he was doing, but yeah, Romeo need to chill, man, and he just need to kind of get back into the groove.
Yeah.
Because
if it's week 8 or something like that, I could see you saying that, but like it's way too early, especially with the start that y'all had.
Right.
Like, yeah, and then the last game we got the Saints and the Chiefs.
Man, this one is wild because it's so hard to go against Pat Mahomes. I mean, I don't care who they lost. You know, they lost Rasheed Rice, who was going to be their number 1. But, I mean, they're still, like, reloaded somehow, some way.
Yeah.
In a way. Like, Andy Reid going to figure it out.
And I think a lot of people forgetting that Juju's still over there. Yeah,
Juju's still over there. But, honestly, bro, I love the way the Saints are playing. I think they got a chip on their shoulder. So I'm going to say the Saints rip this one off.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with you, but only because I think like we know the Chiefs ain't going 17-0.
No.
Like, there's gonna be some losses in there, and I think this is the game where it presents itself like too many adjustments have to be made at this point. Like we got injured players in Pacheco, we got injured players in Brown, we got Rice. So it's like too many like adjustments are being made on the fly. Now, if this one was a tight one for me because I could easily see Kansas City just getting the win, and and my boy Kareem Hunt is back over there where he belongs. So, um, I could easily see them. I could easily see them like getting a W. But I'm gonna say just the adjustment period. I think that they will win this like if it's 2 weeks from now. But I think that little adjustment period, the Saints get the W.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree.
Now, who you have is the most interesting team of the week? Now, I got the power rankings up on here. I don't know if you want me to run down the power rankings for you right now, but it's not who you think at number one, which is crazy to me.
Minnesota?
Huh? Oh, Minnesota is number one. The Chiefs.
Yeah.
I was expecting Chiefs to be number one.
Yeah, I like the Vikings at number one. I think they're playing better than what Kansas City is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the defensively, they're at the top of the league.
Yeah.
Offensively, bro, Sam Darnold he has 11 touchdowns. So I think I think the next closest one was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So
he's playing his game.
Yeah, I can see why the Vikings are number one for sure. Like, forget the Super Bowls that the Chiefs ripped off. Like, we talking about, we got the number one defense, and we were just flat out playing good football.
Yeah, Brian Flores is on something else.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me just run down what the order is right now. We got and just tell me if you got any, like if you remove anybody. I'll go through the top 10. Got Vikings, Chiefs, Lions, Bills, Texans, Ravens, Commanders, Buccaneers, Packers, Steelers, in that order. Anybody you move? Any?
So, I think I like that order, low key. I definitely like that order. Maybe I would maybe put the Texans down a little further than what they are.
5? They 5.
Yeah. I would put them down more than 5. And I say that because defensively, I don't think they're playing up to their standard.
Yeah.
But everything else is pretty much in order for them. But yeah, I think that's the only team I feel like is out of order. I think everybody else sounds pretty good.
My only one gripe with this is the Seahawks are outside of the top 10. And I would switch to them in the Packers. They got the Seahawks at 11. I would switch the Seahawks with the Packers. Put the Seahawks at 9.
I ain't mad at that either. I think that Green Bay was my next one. I think the Steelers should be 8, and then 9 and 10 should be the Texans and the Packers.
Got you. But that'll be moving the Buccaneers up.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I think the Buccaneers are balling.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm okay with it. I honestly thought the Chiefs was gonna be number one because like they didn't lose yet, and until they get knocked down, like I wouldn't move someone off the fact that their players are getting injured.
Yeah.
Until you knock me off that number one spot, then it is what it is. But I guess hey, you got a most interesting team of the week. Who you looking at? Who you paying attention to this week?
So, man, my most interesting team this week. I'm gonna say it again because I just talked about them. It's gonna be Green Bay. You know, I think Green Bay, and I think my other most interesting one is gonna be Vegas.
Got
you. But both Vegas and Denver, like very interesting because again, expectation for Denver not high. Expectation for Vegas and what they're doing, not high at all. Like, you know, you're missing your best players, and then you ripped off a win versus you basically, we talk about the AFC North as the toughest division. They got 2 wins versus the AFC North already.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? So, I'm gonna say Vegas, Denver, and Green Bay as my most interesting teams this week.
Got you. I was gonna go the Texans. The Texans are the team I'm watching this week. I want to see how this game with the Bills play out because that's gonna let me know where I stack them, where I rank them against everybody else. Also, the Commanders. Just because this week kind of like lets me know if they real or not. Like you're going against a amazing defense, not too much good of an offense. So like you should win this game. But if you get a blowout in this game, if Buddy over here completing 90% of his passes against the goddamn Browns defense, that's gonna let me know something. That's definitely gonna let me know something. So I say those are the two teams I'm really like paying attention to and watching this week.
I like it. I like it.
Next, we got a make or break player of the week.
Make or break player. I ain't ready for this one, bro.
I could so right now we got Kirk Cousins leading passing yards. Top leaders in passing yards is Kirk Cousins, Geno, Baker, Brock Purdy, and Dak. Which I didn't expect. Well, Dak I expected to be up there, and maybe Brock Purdy, but the rest of these people I expect to be up there. Receivers is Nico, Chris Godwin, Malik Neighbors, DK Metcalf, and Juwan Jennings. That's people leading the league right now.
Yeah, I like. Actually, I like this. I like this question. Now that I think a little deeper into it, let's talk. The make or break player of the week. I'm gonna go with Trent Hurley.
Trent Hurley.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's if we can get this thing back on track for Miami, let's reel it back in. Let's reel it back in. Build the trust in me as before as being QB1 for us, a couple weeks here. Because I don't see Tua really getting back into the game, bro.
Yeah.
Respectfully. So I'm going to go with him. And then outside of that, I don't think people are talking about it enough. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow.
Facts.
I'm going to go with Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow has been quiet. They've kept him out of the media. You were supposed to win the game. You were supposed to pretty much be 3-1 right now, sitting at least 3-1.
Yeah. I was definitely kind of segue into mine, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you lost to the Patriots, which I think a lot of teams aren't really giving too much respect to New England. Because I definitely think that they're better than what people are really taking them out to be. But yeah, Joe Burrow, man, you gotta prove it. You gotta start proving yourself a little bit.
Okay. To be honest with you, what I was gonna say as like an offensive player, I was gonna say Ja'Marr Chase. So I was saying that plays right into like if Ja'Marr Chase has a big game, that can spell like devastation for the Ravens. Like, because what I'm pretty sure is gonna happen is kind of similar to last week. We're gonna get a rushing touchdown. We're gonna get the lead, keep the pressure on them, hold the time of possession, and just keep running the ball and running the ball. If Ja'Marr Chase is out here just freaking catching 40, 60-yard passes and scoring touchdowns, then that puts a damper on everything. If they're scoring too fast, so I was gonna say Ja'Marr Chase, which also obviously, if he's doing it, Joe Burrow is doing something. On the defensive side of the ball, though, I was gonna say on the defensive side of the ball, I was gonna say Myles Garrett. How
Yeah, I
does he
mean,
play against this rookie? Like, what do they do? Or they can you apply pressure? Like, because to be honest, I think this is like a Steph Curry come to the Garden moment.
yeah.
Like Steph Curry came to the Garden like some kid from Davidson and left Steph Curry that 1 year. Like he came in and he bust the Knicks behind, and then after that he just went on a like run of just busting everybody behind and throwing up these
Hmm.
crazy 3 pointers. And I think like we made Steph Curry that night.
Hmm.
I think that happens in Cleveland today. If Jaden Daniels goes in there against that defense and plays like Jaden Daniels, I think a star is immediately born.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's definitely like you said, are you guys pretenders? Or are you for real?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this: does a close loss still make you think they're for real?
On the Commander side,
Yeah.
yeah. If they're knocking on all cylinders, like if they're like say we get a game like 28-35, and they were going down the field and just making plays every down,
Hmm.
and the Browns just ended up coming up with a stop. Yeah, I'm still giving that to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm definitely still giving it to them.
I can
Uh,
dig it.
so that'll be making big plays. We got two Bengals players for that. Who's your friend or foe of the week?
Like always, man, we ain't got friends.
Oh, I got a friend this week.
But nah, I think the matchups obviously like the Commanders are my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Always anybody, but it's gonna be interesting. I can't say that nobody in the game that y'all got with the Bengals and the Ravens, nobody there is a friend. Y'all just gonna be this because the slugfest begins.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be at the top of the AFC North? Who's gonna open it up as far as getting the first division, winning the first division loss under their belt?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my friend this week is gonna be the Commanders, and I would honestly, speaking as far as trying to look at the bigger picture, like Vegas would be our friend too.
Mm-hmm.
Even we play Vegas next week, they beat y'all and they beat Denver.
Mm-hmm.
That'll basically help us out if we go into Vegas next week and rip off a win too. But they have to win this week. They have to beat Denver this week for
Okay.
us in order for us to kind of make them our friend.
Got you. My friend of the week is a player, bro.
Who that?
Devontae Adams. Come on to Baltimore, my boy.
Hey, I think
Come
I
on.
think it's fun. It's funny because I keep saying we could hop into that real quick because
Yeah.
it's funny, man.
Yeah.
I see we're in contract negotiations with Devontae,
Mm-hmm.
the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Cowboys,
Yeah.
and a couple other teams. I feel like would make sense.
I feel like the thing, what I'm hearing, and it's the dumbest thing in the world to me, and it's like, oh, he shouldn't go to Baltimore because their identity is the run game. But at some point in time, we have to pass the ball.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
if
It
we
makes it
have
makes sense.
and if we have this dominant run game, what is going to be open down the field?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like if you have to put 8 men in the box. Like Buffalo had two plays last week where they had 9 men in the box, bro. The safeties came down. Like, and we ran the ball on both of those plays. Like, if teams are getting that desperate to the point where they put 9 men in the box, and now Devontae Adams on the edge has 1-on-1 with Zay Flowers on the other side with 1-on-1. Yeah, play action. Run me a play action.
Yeah, it's a great recipe, bro. Like
Exactly.
I'm looking at a lot of scenarios. Like I'll tell you that the Cowboys to me are counted out. Like they don't make sense. They don't make sense because they just ripped off two big deals, and then you have to sign Michael Parsons
Yeah.
in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
So but their cap is like 24 mil. They had enough and then some to get him into Dallas for the rest of the year and probably long term.
Yeah.
When I look at Pittsburgh, like it makes sense for us because we need somebody aside George Pickens because our other receivers ain't getting it done.
Yeah. What buddy was it? I think number 19.
I like Calvin Austin. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But again,
actually, I thought he was gonna go crazy this year.
Calvin Austin is like yours is like Zay Flowers. Like he's our Zay Flowers. Bro.
That's what I was saying. Like when I was watching him on last year, I thought he was gonna have a year this year.
He's right now. He's having a great year. Like low key, like he's a Pro Bowl returner.
Yeah.
You know, he's a Pro Bowl returner. He's ripping off huge, massive returns. He's done that in at least two or three of the 4 games we had this year. Mm-hmm. So Pro Bowl punt returner, no doubt. If obviously they changed the layout of the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
But low key, Devontae makes sense for a couple teams.
I think he makes sense for every team. It's just a matter of whether, because like every team could use a wide receiver right now. Like the Chiefs, the Chiefs could use them. The Jets look like they need help over there.
No, definitely. The Jets, especially if the Jets take this L. But like honestly,
the Chargers got nobody.
We have to look at it though. We have to look at this though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, my bad.
Good.
All right. So low key. You have to look at it. You have to look at it like this. Like the team that Devontae's gonna want to go to is a top team, basically that he knows. It's like, yeah, they're winning, and I'm trying to win. Like my window is getting slimmer and slimmer to try to get this title. So if y'all lose today, which I ain't speaking nothing into existence, so I ain't trying to. Don't think that I'm bringing no bad voodoo that down on nobody.
Yeah.
But I mean, like. You guys are still a contender. The Steelers are still contenders. I honestly think it comes down between because the Jets are losing right now, and if they lose again, it's like, all right, you know, I got a good relationship with you, Aaron, but can we really get this thing turned around in time? I don't know. It's still early in the year, but it has to flip now. Yeah. So that's why I say the Steelers and the Ravens make the most sense because, like, they're to me, it's like if I'm ranking them, I honestly think we're tied for first, and then the Jets come in second or third.
Yeah.
And that's honestly speaking, we all three make sense for sure.
Well, I also heard the Commanders, and that makes sense for the Raiders because he's out of the division, can't bother you.
You said the Commanders?
Yeah.
Say, I'm a believer that.
Huh? Yeah, like they I think they were speaking about it on ESPN where they said the Commanders might be in the running for him too.
Yeah.
And that in terms of like just team efficiency for the Raiders, that makes sense because like the teams that need them all up right now is in the AFC, minus the Commanders and Cowboys.
Yeah.
And. I mean, y'all not gonna be in the playoffs anytime soon, but like you don't want them to come back to be having to play them 2 times a week, like because the team that need them the most is the Chargers. The Chargers need them the most, and then the Chiefs right after that, and both of those teams in the division, so that's most likely not gonna happen. Then the Jets want him the most. Then I think he makes most sense for the two of us because we lacking wide receiver depth, and then he makes amazing sense for the Commanders because it's just like you can't have enough. Like you got Scary Terry, you're giving this rookie quarterback everything that he needs on the offensive end.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. what I was gonna say is my foe would be the Jets this week, just for the simple fact that they seem to like everyone seem to be talking about them to get Devontae Adams. So
I like that,
so
bro.
chill
I
out.
like that.
They need to chill out. This is what needs to happen. Uh, what what team must needs we will yeah what team is needs a must win this week?
The must wins to me.
Mm-hmm. You mean couple if you got a couple.
Yeah, I definitely do. Um, Jacksonville,
Mm-hmm.
get on the board, bro. Get on the board. And Cleveland.
Okay. I was gonna say mine's is the Bengals.
And I
Packers.
gotta put Miami in there too, and then Cincinnati. I gotta put those four in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Bengals and the Packers. Like
Mm-hmm.
obviously, Packers need to win because Jordan Love need to get on pace.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals, they got. I don't think they are because they're going against us. But a divisional loss right now is not what you need.
Nah, they can't afford it. Like they
Yeah.
can't afford. Like if the Bengals get this L,
Mm-hmm.
they're playing with house money for the rest of the year, bro.
Exactly, because you what that is. That'd be four losses. Now
Mm-hmm.
if you look, you can't get another two for the rest of the
Yeah,
year.
you playing from behind now. It's
Yeah.
gonna be, and then everybody gonna be like, well, they're playing with house money, man. They ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And I hate playing teams like that.
Exactly. I was saying.
OBJ, Odell is making his debut today as well.
Oh yeah. Love to see it.
Odell getting, he veteran status now, but
Yeah, I love this. What's crazy? I would love for Tua to be there. Just like I wish he was starting because Odell is gonna run all them those short routes. He did that
Mhm.
amazingly with us. Like I think he took like two slants to the crib with us for like 40 yards, 40, 50 yards. Like he's gonna kill them short routes. And which is crazy because at the beginning of his career, everything was like, oh, he's gonna route somebody down the field. Now he in that little short range, he's just doing people dirty at the line. So I will I would love to see Tua come back, man, and get to play with this team. So I would love to see that. And just be healthy, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it. You got any bets for the week? Anything you putting in?
Yeah, definitely. I put a little. I want to do probably another one, a little $10 joint, but so far I took Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I took the Steelers. Anything can go either way. Like always, this the NFL, man. But my for sure ones that I feel like should definitely get this, should definitely get the win.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco.
Okay. I just got notification. Anthony Richardson's out.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. I got that too.
Mm-hmm. Damian Pierce is out for the Texans.
Well, the Texans might be in trouble.
Yeah, both they running backs out. Njoku is playing. Brian Robinson's playing.
Dude, you got access
Evan Ingram
to the
is
Texans
out.
depth chart?
Huh?
You got access to the Texans depth chart?
I can pull it up.
I want to see who their other RB is.
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers.
They good. They good.
He been waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah, they good. He could hold them down. Yeah,
he kind of got thrown to the wolves, man. He got thrown to the wolves because of his Achilles injury.
The person I'm looking to see break out this week is damn Tank Dell.
Yeah.
You gotta have a game. That should have been my make or break player of the week. Well, he wasn't gonna make or break the game, but I'm saying just that's somebody I'm looking out for this week. I need him to have a game. It's supposed to be a breakout year for you. And I think, obviously, Stephon Diggs is taking some of his touches or whatever, but you got to do something, my boy. And Nico been going crazy.
He has been. Looking forward to the week, man.
Yeah. All right, we can wrap it up right there, bro. Quick little hour session in.
Good show, man. We
Definitely.
we get into it every week, man.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna link. Let me start the recording.